I tell you what, just seeing Gus, the highlights of the year that was for Ricky and his team, something special.
Yeah, absolutely. I had the good fortune to run into them in Vegas. I was over in Vegas before they played the first game of the year and saw them training, saw them at the gym when they were working out there. And I said to him, I said, they look fit. He said, they're fit. When they played that night, they belted the Warriors and they look fast. They look fast and fit. They did so much travel in the early part of the competition. They were all over the country. They were over to Vegas and all that sort of thing. They just put it all behind them. They've forgotten how to lose. And they've won games where they've looked as though they weren't going to win, but they've managed to win anyway.
Which is the opposite of what they used to do, Alana.
Oh, exactly. And look, they've been rewarded for their consistency. But aside from that, they've been a really exciting footy side to watch. Like, their brand of footy is outstanding. They've backed some of their young guns. I mean, going back to the last time they won the premiership and the minor premiership in the 90s, they got the Canberra Raiders so many supporters. It's exactly what this side is going to do, just off the back of the footy that they're playing and also the direction that they're travelling.
What a great opportunity to be able to get that shield in front of their home fans on Saturday, are they?
Yeah, incredible race. Great scenes there for the Raiders boys. Been a long time, hasn't it? As you mentioned, off the top, 1990 was the last time that the Raiders picked up a minor premiership. Sticky, their coach, he was actually playing halfback
So good.
in that season. Incredible. But looks so happy. We're just watching vision here of that mighty Canberra Raiders team of the early 90s.
Yep.
So they 90, they won the premiership. 94, Mau's last season, they win the premiership. That's some vision there. Yeah, I think back to my childhood. I was born in '83, so I was sort of 7, 8, 9, 10 years of age. A lot of kids that I went to school with and played junior footy with, they become massive Raiders fans because of this team.
Are your mate Sticky, Gal?
He's done a great job, hasn't he? I've got to be honest, they've had a good year and they've been up top of the ladder the whole season, but it wasn't until I watched them play live, I reckon, 5 or 6 weeks ago, I thought, this team can win the comp. Gus spoke about their speed, how fast they move, how powerful they are, but not only in attack, they do that in defence too. They move really, really fast in defence, which I think they can win the comp.
All right, enough about talking about them. Let's talk to them. Their skipper, Joseph Tapine, has been good enough to join us tonight ahead of their final clash of the season this weekend against the Dolphins. Joe, great to have you on the show. Congratulations, mate. A great season, but an amazing couple of weeks too. The miracle of Mudgee and then grabbing that shield over the weekend against the Tigers. Must be a real buzz around the club at the moment.
Hey guys, yeah, definitely. We've been since the start of the season probably underdogs, and to have that achievement, not just for our club but for our fans, was huge for us, and to do it in front of them in the weekend was huge.
Joe, there's a little bit of talk this week about resting players for the last round of the competition. How do you guys feel about that, and do you know who will be rested?
I think there will be a couple resting. Probably won't go into it until it's named. I'm really excited to see, some of the boys. They'll probably get their chance.
Hey Joseph, tell us a little bit about your squad. Yourself and Papa up front, provide so much experience, and then you got Fogarty in the halves. But what have you made of all those youngsters, particularly your outside backs? What have you made of their season thus far?
Yeah, unreal. I think even Sevilla, who actually got injured halfway through the year, was unreal before he got injured, and it's good to have him back. But even Kay and Ethan, I think a big goal for our leadership group was to create a mentality and a space where all those boys can feel free to come out and play the footy they want to play, and it's looking really rewarding at the moment.
It looks like that. It looks like you're such a tight-knit group, Joseph, but what about the evolution of your coach? What's Sticky been like this year?
Yeah, like I've said, I've been with Stick for nearly 9 years, and we've evolved together, and to see him grow and change, I think anyone that knows the young fellas coming through these days are much different. You can't really be as tough on them like when I first came through. I had to carry bags and that, but now it's kind of a level playing field. Oh, Jeremy Smith used to be the best at that, making me carry his bags, but now you got to, everyone's pretty much on the equal playing field. You got to try and mush that in as well.
I was going to ask that question, Joseph. How many different versions of Ricky Stewart have you seen in that 9 years? I've seen a lot of them.
Oh, I've seen them all. I've heard about a couple too.
Yeah. Right at the start of the year, I had the good fortune of meeting up with you blokes in Vegas and watching your performance there. And I said to Ricky Stewart after the game, they look so fit and look so fast. You've actually used less players than any team in this competition this year, which means they're all very, very strong. There was a hell of a lot of travel in the early part of the year. You got over that and kept winning. How big and how important it has been, the stability, and what did you do during the off-season to produce this sort of year that you got?
Yeah, we talked about a lot, the travel. We used it as actually motivation for us. But on the same note, everyone knows with footy, when you travel with each other, you create different bonds, and that really helped us in the early stage of the season. In the off-season, I think we set high standards. Our expectations were higher than probably everyone else had on us, and we had some tough sessions, a little army camp that everyone does, but we kept that kind of secret and just grinded away in the background.
You've tended to win games in all different ways this year, including a few games where even during the contest you were written off on the scoreboard, but managed to find a way. What's it like out there with that sort of confidence and belief? There appears to be no panic regardless of how the game's going.
Yeah, I think that's probably been one of our best improvements this year. I think in previous years we've probably, when things go wrong, we turn on each other and look to blame each other. This year we know if we stick to our process and stay calm that we can bounce back and do something special. So that's probably been the main change I've seen.
Do you say do something special, Joseph? Obviously 2019 is fresh in a lot of rugby league fans' memories, no more so than Raiders fans out there too. That night, a controversial grand final to say the least, a loss to the Roosters. Is there motivation for the players that were there then for what can unfold over the next month and a bit?
Yeah, definitely. I think we're down to probably 3 or 4 of us that played in that game at the club, and obviously, it was a big loss and a lot of lessons taken from that. But you know, you're always excited and you always try to get back to that same arena. And you know, we've been talking about it. We've been, you know, manifesting, trying to get back there. And obviously, that's everyone's goal and mine as well.
Joe, one man that was there and is still there as well is Big Papa. Now, we understand today he has just agreed to a new deal apparently, but obviously, it'd be nice to send him out winning a premiership anyway.
Yeah, definitely. I'm so happy if that goes through with Puppy. But yeah, we want to win a comp. And he's been a huge part of our club over the last, or how long he's been here, 15 years. And he adds so much to our leadership group. He can't be replaced. So I'm so happy that he's staying just for our leadership in our group.
Joseph, great to catch up. All the best for your team, whoever's running out there against the Dolphins this weekend. And in particular, all the best for that final series. Fast approaching, mate.
Thanks, boys and girls.
It's all
He's a true
good.
gentleman. Well done, mate. Good save. Joseph Tapine joining us tonight from Raiders HQ. What a gentleman he is. Absolute ripper. Held himself. And Cameron, I feel like he'd be one of those players that you see him in your team, you know you're going to be all right.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's a tremendous leader. Has been a wonderful player ever since he burst onto the scene as a quite a young man. Played a lot of representative football as well for the Kiwis. He's done a wonderful job with that football club this year.
I'm really interested to see who they rest this week. I remember the year we went. I've said multiple times this year they remind me a lot of us in 2016, and we only used I think 20 players that whole season. We didn't rest anyone. We had a couple of injuries at the back end of the year, but we didn't need to rest anyone. They've got a very young team there. I don't know how much they need to be rested. I don't know whether they're going to break the rhythm that they've got going, but Sticky knows better than anyone. So, yeah, hopefully if they do rest plenty of players, it won't affect them week 1 of the semi-finals.
The 4 they've confirmed so far, Kaya Weeks, Ethan Strange, Jed Stewart, Josh Papali.
See, other than Papa, they're all young. Yeah, anyway.
But Ricky has, Gus, been talking about the bumps and the bruises. I think it's the ones that he genuinely feels like they've been carrying something that he wants to focus on with the rest.
Yeah, he'll know best which ones need a break. Mind you, their strength has been stability this year, and I heard Craig Bellamy talking on the weekend, and I've heard him talk at other times. He thought he mucked one up a few years ago when he rested players in the last round. That's why he rests them a week early and he wants to go into the last round full strength. But, you know, they had that minor premiership on their mind. They had to win those games. I don't think it's going to matter. One of the things about winning a premiership, people ask what's it take to win a premiership, and it's a lot of things, talent and fitness and strength and luck and all that sort of thing. But chemistry, the chemistry between the players, and you blokes have been in premiership winning teams. When players are just at that right stage of their career, young and old, and the experienced ones and the talented ones, it's the experience that has that bit of self-belief. And they're explaining that in games this year, where they look as though it's lost or they look as though they're struggling, but they find a way to win, and they've been doing it all year against the odds. And I think chemistry plays a big part if you're going to win a premiership.
I'll tell you what I've noticed about the Raiders this season as well, and it goes back to that leadership group, is just before they run into half-time, and we see a lot of clubs want to walk in together, but they actually have a huddle, and they have that leadership group. 9 times out of 10, it's Jamal Fogarty, but we've seen Joseph Tapine do it as well. They almost have like their half-time chat before they go and meet the coach. So the leaders are doing a really great job, and they've got that beautiful balance with their younger players as well. But yeah, it's no fluke that they're playing the football they are with that kind of confidence. They've got it right.